Good early afternoon, everybody. It's January 31, 2025, and it's raining cats and dogs outside. It's been raining all day. I was going to walk around the property with you and show you the amount of vandalism to the property, and I probably will do that later. But I've got to dress up so that I don't get soaking wet. But I will be doing that because I want to show you side by side a video from a year or so ago to what they've done to my property now. And no, it's not naturally occurring. It's absolutely deliberate. And actually, it's a little bit more than a year ago because as soon as I declared that I was selling my property, they were hell-bent on destroying it. Not that they weren't doing it from the time that I moved here, but they really amped it up. Sort of like they did when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, a home I lived in for 30 years as original owner. And I decided to renovate my house, getting it ready to place on the market after having lived there so long, and then my daughter was off to graduate school. So yeah, to a tune of over $300,000, they vandalized my property at 52 Sutton Drive, Manalapan, New Jersey, and they're pretty much doing the same thing here. I'm going to say, you know, again, and this is just a raw estimate, that they've damaged my property to a tune of about $200,000. That has nothing to do with what they have stolen from my property. Stolen. And in 2024, they've stolen in excess of $7,000 in items between my cat's building and my personal residence. So, yeah, it's supposed to rain most of today. It rained 100% yesterday. But I wanted to comment on the recording that I uploaded. Where it's the recording that I uploaded this morning. Evidence, sound knock inside shed, and chattering. Now, last night, I was scrolling through my videos. And what I do is I have the option to scroll through videos according to motion and audio. Now, mostly, there are some cameras where there should always be motion and audio at the same time. Sort of like all the cameras inside the cat's building, when it records motion, it's going to record some kind of audio. And when it records audio, it will automatically record motion. So you'll get both, even though there might not be any motion. But remember, when there's a sound inside of a building, it will automatically record both. But sometimes you actually won't see an image because you're recording the sound. And that's pretty much the way it works. So then, of course, when you're recording audio, only you're going to hear the audio. And the camera will tell you that they're recording audio. Okay? And for the record, I don't get V2K. I don't get the sound. I don't get the voice hearing. I have tinnitus. Okay? And within that tinnitus, God only knows what they're doing in the tinnitus. But I haven't been able to record my tinnitus to decipher whatever little voices or programming is going on behind the scenes. So now when I uploaded my video, I already had it named. But when it posted online on my channel, the title totally disappeared and only had the date. I didn't do that. Somebody else did. So then I had to re-enter the title of the video. Now, I don't know whether or not you can hear the voice chattering. There was obviously a man and a woman's voice that was recorded by my cameras. Otherwise, it would not have turned up as an audio recording. So not only did it record a knock, like a knock that the cameras record when they're being interrupted, but it recorded these chattering voices. Now, normally, I don't post an audio of my cameras that lasts 5 minutes. Because usually I'll just record the little knocks that happen at the beginning of the video, and it might be under a minute long. But what happened was there was this obvious chattering under the rain. You could hear the rain pattering. So I decided to just let it record while I was doing something else. And then I saved it. And then I did not upload it right away. because it was early in the morning. I uploaded it today when I woke up and started uploading videos. So now some people are saying, oh, well, there's no audio there. Well, obviously, my camera's recorded audio, and that's why it was uploaded. And just for the record, I have had, in the past, audio recorded, and even the camera company could not understand where the audio went. They said it automatically, when you download it as an audio, the audio is automatically downloaded. But suddenly the audio would disappear. Why? Because I've got criminals inside my cameras. So the same time that that audio was recorded in that building, it recorded audio and motion at the same time. That motion should have been recorded by 4 other cameras, but it wasn't, because the cameras were wiped clean. And how do I know? Because when I click on the camera and you see the footage, you get like a little ruler where you can fast forward it and stuff. Well, at the same time that that audio and motion was recorded, the other cameras, when I clicked on them, automatically fast forwarded beyond the point where it would have recorded the motion, the criminals walking on my property. And why? Because I have motion sensor lights that go off. So I was actually in my bedroom, in bed, with the lights turned out, scrolling on my phone. And my motion sensor light from my bedroom flipped on. Where was the recording? Zero. No recordings of the cameras, of the motion light that turned on right outside my bedroom window. So for the naysayers out there, I'm also going to show you. I'm going to show you how important my evidentiary videos are, because they're automatically downvoted. Let me show you. So here is the video. 5 minutes. Public, monetized, January 31. Look at that. Downvoted to 70%. When most of my videos are in the 90s. Oh, except for this, my witchcraft. Look at that. Anytime I upload an evidentiary video, it's downvoted. 129 people watched, 34 comments. Look, 74%, 20 something likes. Because the witches, the people that are watching my videos, they don't want my evidence broadcasted to the general public. That's why I always ask you, please hit the thumbs up. We want to expose what's going on here because it's happening to you also. Okay? So now I want to give you an update. And he didn't want me to mention it yesterday, but fortunately, I think everything is going to be okay. But Richard Moore, who is in Mississippi, who does the cop auditor videos and exposes corruption, and interviewed me a couple of times. And yes, he does interrupt me way too much, which is very frustrating. But he was evidently pulled over by the coppers for a false traffic stop. And you know what happens during these false traffic stops, right? They impound your vehicle, and then you're forced to pay the amount of money to get your car back. But he had his little puppy in the car, and they took his little puppy. This is a puppy, not a dog. It's a puppy, like a little teeny weeny puppy. So they stuck the puppy in an animal shelter. So I called the animal shelter and stuff, and this is yesterday. He was furious. He's experienced all the trauma that we've all experienced, but maybe more, being a guy. And he was so upset about his puppy. So I called the shelter, and then we found out that the puppy, because it's a puppy, they didn't want it in the shelter with the big doggies. So they sent it to a veterinarian, which is a good thing. They sent it to a veterinarian because the shelters don't keep puppies that young. for fear that, one, it'll contract whatever parvovirus might be going around in the shelter. So the puppy got examined, and the puppy was there. So I called the veterinarian, and Richard has the puppy now. He's got the puppy, and all is well. Freya's cat rescue paid for the vet bill, and yes, it wasn't a lot, but I would hope that somebody would do that for me too, because now he's got to get his car, his vehicle, and it's $250. They want cash to get his vehicle. I don't know how he's going to do it, but anybody that wants to donate to Richard, you could go to his channel, Richard Moore USA GSA, and I'm sure he's got links there if you want to help him out with the $250, and he contacted a lawyer and stuff. So he's going to try to get the body cam footage from these coppers. You know, again, I wasn't there. I don't know really what was going on, but I know the way these traffic stops work. I've been pulled over by the Manalapan Police Department for the stupidest stuff, because they love to pull people over because they know that people that live in Manalapan have enough money that, you know, if you can afford to live there, you've got enough money to pay a traffic ticket, right? And they don't want you to, you know, they want to get it on your insurance and stuff. So yeah, so that's a routine thing in Manalapan, New Jersey, is they like to pull over teenagers. They really like to pull over teenagers because they know that parents are going to pay the traffic bill, right? That's the way they work it there. It's not enough that you're paying. Like my former residence now, 5-bedroom house in Manalapan, New Jersey, they're paying now close to $15,000 in property taxes. Imagine. You got 500 houses just like that in the same development. That's what it's called, development, where they got a whole bunch of houses in one location. Imagine all the money that's going to the police department, and they're not getting enough money. Those cops are getting paid $150,000 a year to hand out traffic tickets. I digress. Okay, so anybody that wants to help Richard Moore, you know, with his traffic ticket and his car being impounded, he's got his little doggy back, which is good. A little black, like, I don't know, I think it's like a pug. I don't know all the breeds of dogs, but it's a very cute little doggy, you know, with the big eyes and stuff. But anyway, you can go over to his channel, Richard Moore USA GSA, and, you know, maybe give him a little bit of a donation and tell him I sent you there. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them down below. And please remember to hit the thumbs up, especially when I leave evidentiary videos on the witchcraft and stuff. Please hit the thumbs up. It really does. People need to see these videos. They need to see what's going on here. They need to be horrified, because it's not only happening to me. And I thank you for your comments that you have seen this stuff too. And that's why I post these videos, because when I was interviewed by David Atkinson, he wanted me to describe what the witchcraft looks like so that other people could know. And I will upload the witchcraft that I found in New Jersey so that you can compare it to what I'm receiving here in Kentucky. I did not get triangle pieces of glass in New Jersey the way I get it here. I find triangle pieces of glass for almost 6 years that I'm living here. It's deliberate, it's intentional, it's in places that I walk every day. You know, there should not be this stuff on the property. And they're literally destroying the property. And I will do a video and show you all the holes they dug on my property. 3 holes here, 3 holes there, depressions here, the branches that I'm picking up every day. So anyway, enough of that. I also posted a video yesterday on tactics, part 5, targeted individuals, the noise campaigns. Yeah, the noise harassment. So I hope to talk to you guys soon. And also, I just want to mention, there's a subscriber and a person who's got his own channel. He believes he believes that he's got a formula so that you're not targeted anymore. I'm sorry. I do believe that there are certain things that you can ignore. But you're definitely not being targeted the way I am or the way most people are targeted. And if you listen to the testimonies on my channel that are shared with me, and the testimonies by David Atkinson's David A., and my past testimonies from 2017, you're not getting what I get. Why? I don't know why. Maybe you don't have something that they want. If you don't have real estate, you don't have property, you're not a whistleblower, which I'm not a whistleblower. I mean, I guess now that I am here, I'm speaking out for myself, right? So they prompt you and prod you for years and years and years until you start filing complaints. Why? Because I'm being harassed, I'm being stalked, I'm being asset stripped, I'm being victimized. And no, I am not a victim. I've never been a victim in my life. Okay? My animals are being harmed. Poisons are being dropped on my property. Drones on my property. Burning my grass. Chemicals. I'm being used as a test subject. And maybe you're not. And actually, maybe you're not really a targeted person. And I don't mean that in a negative way. But there are people throughout history. I know somebody who's in his 80s who's been targeted for decades. If you've got some magic formula, it's not working for the rest of us. Okay? And I don't mean that to be derogatory or anything like that. There is no magic formula. Okay? And people are on different types of lists for different reasons. And as I've mentioned before, sometimes if you are a targeted person, the person who placed you in the program has a limited time frame for you. You obviously don't have something that they want badly enough. If you don't have real estate, you don't have property, you don't have assets, you're literally half my age, you haven't earned the kind of income that you would when you're in your 60s. And I say that for all the young people. They're targeting you for different reasons. Okay? So, when you tell me, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that, I have ignored this stuff for years before I figured out what was happening. Had no idea. Just like a lot of people. But I am a human test subject. Okay? They're testing poisons on my healthy body. And no, this is not fantastical. I can prove it. I can prove it. Okay? So, yes, I've got witchcraft on my property, vandalism, before and after photos, videos of a guy trespassing my property with a bolt cutter, firing a firearm on my property. Then there's neighborhood wars on A&E, April 11, 2023, where my neighbors are literally trespassing and tearing down my gate. Oh, and then of course there's the unalived skinned animals stuffed in my mailbox. Yes, I'm imagining these things. Yes. Oh, how about the poopy diapers on my property? The trash thrown on my property? The tire marks, the noise campaigns? Guys, I don't make this stuff up. I've got all the evidence in the world. And guess what? The sheriff does zero. Nothing. County lawyer? Nothing. They're all the go-along to get-alongs. Zero. The Attorney General, the former Attorney General? Nothing. Same thing in New Jersey. The former Attorney General there. My 61-page complaint with evidence ignored. Sent back through the prosecutor's office to the sheriff's department, back to the Manalapan, New Jersey police, who investigated their own selves and found that my complaint with evidence was unfounded. Okay? This is called corruption. It's called organized crime, and it's corruption. Okay? So, for those people out there that discredit what's going on here, I don't really care. And if you're targeted differently, so be it. We're all targeted differently. It's called a psychological operation for a reason. But there are people out there that are targeted worse than me. Although back in 2017, when I came into the community, although I'd been targeted since before 2012, and I do have before and after photos back then of what they did to my yard and my vines and my trees and stuff, I was told by targeted justice then, the old TJ, you know, the old directors, that what they were viewing of my evidence back then was off the charts. That's right. That's right. It was off the charts back in 2017. So anyway, there's my rant. It's my Friday rant. I will have the live tomorrow. Saturday, I'll have a live stream on Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm going to try to end around 11:30 instead of midnight from now on. It just takes up so much of my time. I'm sitting in one place. It's not healthy, and I need to take care of my animals and stuff. So please remember to hit the thumbs up on the evidence, the sound knock inside the shed. It was a shed that is used for storage. There should be no sound inside a shed used for storage. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you're all having a good day.